With this increased competition comes lower prices for Canadians. StatsCan's own data shows that Canadians pay much lower prices for wireless and internet today than they did just a short time ago. From 2019 to January 2024, wireless service prices declined over 47%, while internet prices dropped by almost 8%. In contrast, since 2019, Canadians have paid up to 18.5% more for all items, including gas, energy, and shelter. As prices have fallen, Bell has significantly increased how much data customers receive each month. For an average Canadian using between 5 and 7 gigs of wireless data per month, prices have fallen nearly 30%. That's $13 per month on our Virgin Plus brand since 2020. And instead of just 5 gigs of data back then, that user is now getting 10 times more, 50 gigs. In the last 5 years, wireless prices are down in Canada, more or less flat in the US, and up 24% in the UK. Today, Canadians pay less for wireless than in the US.
In the last decade alone, Rogers has invested over $40 billion in our networks. To put this into context, that's more than the federal government's $39 billion in announced funding commitments for Canada's national housing strategy. Just last year, that included investing over $1 billion just to manage the huge increase in wireless data usage. Every year, we reinvest 90% of our profits back into Canada. That's investment in Canadian infrastructure, Canadian jobs, and the Canadian economy. We're making these record investments while inflation drives our cost of raw materials and labor up. On top of that, the federal government imposes more costs on wireless carriers than any other countries.
Canadian carriers are already paying the highest spectrum costs across the OECD. Over the last 10 years, carriers have paid $29 billion for spectrum licenses. Indeed, Canada's auction of 3,500 megahertz spectrum alone, so critical for 5G networks, extracted a record $9 billion from telecom operators. In contrast, in Japan and South Korea, they gave away the spectrum so that operators could concentrate their spend on deployment. In 2021 alone, these spectrum fees accounted for $100 on the annual wireless phone bill of every Canadian. Our industry should be a source of national pride, given it is powering Canada's digital economies and our digital societies. From 2009 to 2019, broadband connectivity enabled almost 20% of Canada's labor productivity growth. According to StatsCan and PricewaterhouseCoopers, our industry generated almost $77 billion in direct GDP for Canada in 2022 alone.